Welcome to part 4. Hi everyone, this is Jagriti. And in part 3, we covered that what was that one spark or one step that made me change towards food habits. Because for everyone, it's something. Either it's a documentary that makes a shift, either it is your environment, either it's a course, or something that triggers your mind and tells you that, yeah, shift has to come now. It's an urgent time because there are a lot of things you see on your face that's happening, a lot of things in your habits that's happening. So for me, first I thought it was Isha Foundation, and second that the thing that was it was Sattvic movement, because Sattvic movement came. I think it came in the final year. I got to know about it because I always use Instagram as a tool that gave me a lot of information in a positive way, be it for fashion, be it for food. I got a lot of learning from it, and now it's a new how you use that learning, be it positively, be it it can also give you a lot of knowledge and a lot of information. Now it's a new if you keep it, if you don't keep it. So Sattvic moment came during my fourth year and final year. I was searching for a few courses and few different information sites where I can get like correct information about healthy food about Sattvic. Because I was not knowing what is Sattvic, what is Tamasic, what is Rajasic. But when I was reading a lot of content about food, I got to know all of these. That in Ayurveda, there are a lot of different terminologies around food. There is temperature that plays a very important role when we talk about food in Ayurvedic terms. So and yeah, so when I came across Sattvic movement, at starting I didn't did their course, but later on during my college days, during my internship and during my job time, I started doing it. I did this Ultimate Health Challenge, which of course brought a lot of change in me. But that was, of course, at later on stage. But when I was doing my Isha Foundation course, of course, there were a lot of food habits that I changed. I stopped eating wheat for some time because, of course, it was containing a lot of gluten. It contained a lot of gluten, and what's the thing? The wheat that we get in market, it's not as pure. But if you have your own mill and your own chakti where you can grind your own wheat, that's great. You can have it if it's of good quality. Otherwise, it's good to have multigrain or ragi, jawar, bajra, whatever fits your gut. So never listen to people who tell you that you should have jawar, you should have bajra ki roti, because it's always your gut that what is suitable for you, because some things produce a lot of heat, some things are cold. Now how your body reacts to certain things, it you have to understand your body how it works. And it takes time. It took time for me, and it's still taking time for me to understand what my body type is. Does it produce a lot of heat? Does it balances things like cold and heat, and like how things are affecting my body? That is very important to understand. Once you understand those basics of the mechanism of your how your body works, a lot of things get simplified. So at starting, I tried a lot of things when I joined Isha. When I was doing this inner engineering course, I bought a lot of their energizing drinks and everything. That is, of course, a mixture of Ayurvedic ingredients, which will not harm your body in any way. It will, of course, uplift you. So I had that. Of course, it had a really positive impact on my overall system. But as you know, we all are influenced by a lot of things that are there in the market, and marketing also influences in a way. You can't stop in whatever possible way you can. You have to be very, very strong in that terms. So I was having all of those, and after that, something else came in the market, and I thought, let's try that and let's see how it works. Because in Indian lifestyle, what we eat, most of the things are healthy and most of the things are good for gut. But we don't know the right combination of how to eat, when to eat, and the right time to eat. That's the major issue that we face. So whenever I used to come at home we used to have our dinner by 8:30. But sometimes it's like if it's a Sunday or Saturday, if you're cooking a lot of things, of course it can be a bit of late. So I think from starting, if we be whatever people we surround ourselves with in our family or in our friends circle, if it is there from starting, the good culture of eating food habits and everything, it's there in our mindset. It's not hard for us to change. But from starting, if there is very improper timing habits of eating, let's say late night dinners or late lunch or a late breakfast, it changes your whole working system. So I started, of course, I was doing, for me, it was, of course, late dinner because we were having dinner by 8:30. And at that time, I was reading that we should have dinner but before sunset. And or if not before sunset, we can have it by 7:30 or 7 o'clock, so the digestion is better. So I was understanding how the time cycle works in our body, that it needs 3 hours for digestion, it needs 4 hours or 2 hours before, after. I was understanding all of those factors. So, while understanding that, I was trying to bring change. Of course, it was difficult because when you're outside, it's difficult, but when you are at home, it's easier to implement things because there are not a lot of influences that you get. But when you're outside, you have some friends will call you for some party, or you have to go for some work. You're late, or you're arriving late at home, or you have to do project that's very lengthy, and you forget your meal. Then it disrupts your whole body mechanism of when you're eating what you're eating, and you eat whatever you get at that point of time. So of course these things happen. So whenever in college whenever we used to feel hungry, and when there was not good food in our mess, we used to go outside to famous shops and famous roadside shops, and we used to go there and eat. And of course we used to love it. Those momos and sev puri, pani puri, dosa, chaat, samosa chaat, and a lot of other things, because we were craving for it, we were hungry, nothing was good. Of course, the food was there, but it was not good enough for us to have at that point of time. So we went outside and we ate. And we didn't care of time that time, that if it is 8:30, 7:30, we are feeling hungry and we have to have our food at that point of time. That was important for us more. But later on I realized that we are being like super um thing like, I want food at this time, so I want it. We are very stubborn in that terms. So we have to change that habit that it's not the right time to eat, and we have to train our mind in that way. Because the earlier we train our mind, it's easier for the mind to adapt in that routine, because it takes time for the mind to break the routine and follow a different routine altogether. So it took a lot of time for me also. It was not an easier task, as it's been, I think, like 4 years I'm trying this change. And the continuous practice started from 2 years back, 2 years back. I brought a lot of change that was doable, like change in timings. Like I started having early dinners, 7:30, 7 o'clock. I'll tell my mother and father that I'll eat early. You can eat as per your time, because some family member will arrive late at home due to working office hours and the timings and everything. But I think your health is in your hands. You have to decide when you will eat. You can't wait for people if they're coming at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 12 o'clock. You can't keep waiting for that. So everything is in your hand, because you have to take care of your gut, of your mechanism, of your skin, of your body, of your health. So that I started understanding. And of course, it was like people were, why you're eating before your parents, why you're eating, why you have to eat something different that your parents are cooking. So it's like I want to, of course, test it and try on what is good for my gut and what is healthy for me, because it's not necessary if ghee ka paratha is good for my mother, it would be good for me too. My body works differently, and if one chapati works for me, it's not necessary that I have to eat 4 chapatis or 3 chapatis. Because in Indian families we have a count that eat 4 chapatis, then then your stomach will be full. Eat 2 chapatis or eat 5 chapatis. You can't eat like one and then get up and you're like, my stomach is full. That is the mindset that's there in a lot of people, I've seen in a lot of Indian families. And in when we take vegetables also, when you take sabzi also, you have to eat this much so it fulfills your the whole meal and the meal is complete. You have to take this, you have to take this, you have to take this. So in some cultures, meat is eaten before, in some cultures, meat is eaten afterwards. So, if we go culture wise, also there are a lot of differences and there are a lot of similarities in Indian cultures, but we can't follow all. We have to see what works for us, and that will take time. So, my one thing to say to all of you is listen to, of course, all the people, listen to ideas, listen to solutions, listen to different recipes because India is also known for different fermented recipes, and fermented food is really good for our gut. Simple, soulful food is good for our gut, not a lot of spices. Uh, and at last, listen to what your body tells. Be conscious when you're eating, then only you will know what your body tells. But if you like, if you're watching TV or if you're watching phone while you're eating, and if you're not eating consciously, you're just eating, and letting just food go inside and make it our own part. Don't do that. Sit quietly, just see what you're eating. Be conscious enough to know what's there in your plate. Eat it slowly and be mindful, and then you will see the body will respond to it, and it will tell that if it is okay, if it is bad for your gut. So it's like a simple thing, it's nothing complex, but we often make things complex because of course because of a lot of plenty information out there in the internet, and that makes it complex, and it will become more and more complex. We have to make our mind clear in what we have to take and what we have don't have to take. And if you ever feel confused in a lot of these things, always ask your friend circle or your family circle, and you'll get a solution much more easily rather than searching on Google or searching anywhere else. Of course, you can do chat GPT and all of those things, but reconfirm with other people who have done used and done all of these things, and they know the right combinations of what to eat and when to eat. So this was the end and of all the series that who I am and what I have become, and this was a final part of it. It started from fashion, it started from that curiosity, from that eagerness to know on things, to learn on different things. And I would love to know what was that one story that made you curious, and what is that one shift that what you brought in your lifestyle, be it was in terms of changing from plastic toothbrush to bamboo toothbrush, using shampoo bars, or wearing handloom clothing, or wearing or changing or quitting sugar, or eating healthy foods. It can be anything and anything, small and small, big and big. There is nothing as such that it should start this way or it should start that way, because for every person, uh, the upbringing also matters, your environment also matters. So a lot of things play a role in the process. It's not just about yes, I took that one step and yes, I'm doing that. A lot of things is happening in the back of the mind, and a lot of things have has already happened in the us already affecting us in around the environment. So small things matter. We don't often ignore it and often don't notice it. So do let me know how did you like all the all the four series, and if you would like to see more such of that, and we'll be coming with something exciting in the next series of it, of maybe what was that. Of course, I chose fashion first, but what were that initial brands that I chose, and what was the dark side of fashion? And because, of course, choosing fashion, bringing that change, and it wasn't easy, it was difficult. How did I study that I want to purchase from this brand, I want to purchase from this karigar, and how it was trustful, how they were transparent, how to trust, how to source from right people, right karigars. So maybe yeah, I can cover on that point. So it will be helpful for you too. From where can you shop? From what people can you support? So they also get benefit from that. So yeah, stay tuned for that.